And we introduce to you now the youngster in the field, a maritime-bred 3-year-old son of Horton Hanover. He sports a win race record of 2:01-2. Of late, he's been flirting with 2 minutes. Driver Clark Smith, the second winningest driver in the Maritimes with 2,121 wins. His lifetime earnings approaching the $1 million mark. For the Keeper Stable of Campbellville, Ontario, here's Clark Smith with number 1, Island Fella. There he is, number 1, Island Fella. Next, one of the top pacers from Montreal, a horse with lifetime earnings of $332,000. He has a record of 155-4. 2 starts back. He was race timed at 1:54-1, finishing 2 lengths behind on the road again. His driver has 2,368 lifetime wins and $7.8 million in winnings. Let's give a good old-fashioned maritime welcome now to Yves Fillion with number 2, Supreme Jade. There he is, number 2, Supreme Jade, and Yves Fillion. And next, last year's Provincial Cup champion at Maritime Horse of the Year. Our track record holder, and sporting his new record of 157-3 and winning Charlottetown's Gold Cup and Saucer. His driver has 648 career wins and $2.4 million in purses won. Owner George Canning of Shubenacadie, Nova Scotia, leads the horse. Prince Edward Island native Michael McDonald parades number 3, Winner's Accolade. Caretaker Miles Cudmore, and Mike McDonald, number 3, Winner's Accolade. Next in line comes a New Brunswick-bred 4-year-old. He's the fastest maritime bred of all time at a maritime half-mile track, with miles at 1:58-2. His win race record on a 5/8 track, 1:57-4. He's making his second appearance in this classic, and his trainer-driver has 1,290 career wins, earnings of $1.3 million. For owner Murray Wade of Moncton, here's Marcel Barrio with number 4, Angel's Shadow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to present the reigning maritime champion. His records, 156-4 on a half-mile track at Charlottetown, 154-2 on a 5/8 track at Moncton. 2 weeks ago, a 155-2 track record at Yonkers. This year, he's earned $155,000. His driver ranks number 1 among the maritime rangemen with 2,656 career wins and lifetime earnings of $1.4 million. For Eric Webby of Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Dave Pinckney parades the world-class performer Wave Oar. Groom Janie Charlotte, trainer driver Dave Pinckney, and number 5, Wave Oar. Next, the horse we call this year the St. John Hope. Remember, he's the first maritime bred performer to beat 2 minutes and a half-mile track in the Maritimes. He was the 1983 Maritime Horse of the Year. He's St. John owned and St. John bred. His records, 159 and a half-mile track, 158-1 and a 5/8. His driver has 1,389 career wins, lifetime earnings of $1.4 million. For Jerry Lowe's Gemini Hill Stable of St. John, Steve Mahar parades number 6, Gemini Risk. Grooms Junior Tower, Ross Galbraith, Steve Mahar, and Gemini Risk. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, your field of 6 for Provincial Cup VIII. Provincial Cup VIII, approaching the top of the stretch, a field of 6. Island Fellow with Clark Smith, Supreme Jade with Yves Filion, Winner's Accolade with Mike McDonald, Angel's Shadow with Marcel Barrio, Wave Oar with Dave Pinckney, Gemini Risk with Steve Mahar, and here they come. There, Offend Angel Shadow bids for the ladies, 3 wide, showing on top. Supreme Jade is on the rail and racing to the top now. Winner's Accolade in between horses, racing a third. Island fell up in the rail. He is a fourth. Wave for fifth. Gemini Risk. By the eighth, they go up the backstretch, racing to the quarter. An Angel Shadow goes to the top. There goes Winner's Accolade up on the outside, but Supreme Jade drives to second. Winner's Accolade backs off. He settles for cover on the rail. He's racing third now. Island Fella fourth. Then it's Wave O'er and Gemini Risk in that opening quarter in 28 and 1. Around the top turn, Angel Shadow by a length and a half. Supreme Jade is racing a second. Winner's Accolade third. They swing through the stretch and come to the half, and it is Angel Shadow. Supreme Jade is second. Winner's Accolade is third. Here comes Wave O'er. Up on the outside, he goes to fourth. Island Fellas racing fifth, and Gemini Risk is the trailer. They were by the half in 58 and 1. Around the turn, they go to the 5/8. It is Angel Shadow, still by a length and a half. He's the leader by the 5/8, and it's on to the 3/4 now. Angel Shadow, Supreme Jade, Winner's Accolade, Wave O'er is fourth, Island Fellow fifth, and Gemini Risk. It is Angel Shadow, the leader by the 3/4. Supreme Jade is the second, 127 and 1 by the 3/4. I say again, 127 and 1. It is Angel Shadow, Supreme Jade driving a second, Winner's Accolade and Wave O'er is fourth. Now they're fatting out 3 wide. Angel Shadow, Wave O'er, Supreme Jade. 3 of them neck and neck to the wire. Here they are. It is too tight to call. Looks like maybe Angel Shadow will need a photo. The time for the mile, 1:57. PR track record, one of the fellows helping to make it possible. Number 1, Island Fella and Clarkie Smith. How about a good hand for him? And Mr. Smith, Mr. Caldwell, the Exhibition Park General Manager, has a jacket for you and a cap. Same for you, Steve Mahar. Congratulations, a super... A jacket and cap for you. And Mike McDonald, thanks for coming down from Montreal with the old Maritime Pacing Machine Winner's Accolade. Super trip. And to you, Mr. Filion, and your good horse, Supreme Jade, thanks for coming to Exhibition Park. It's been nice having you back. Get a jacket and cap for you. And Mr. Pinckney, a jacket and cap for you. And thanks for giving us a look at your great horse, Wave O'er. And we're waiting for a photo between 2, 4, and 5. Marcel Barrio, super trip with your horse, 1:57, right there at the wire. We're waiting for a photo between 2, 4, and 5. When we get to trackside presentations representing the province of New Brunswick, Mrs. Nancy Clark Teed. And the photo shows the winner of Provincial Cup VIII to be number 4, Angel Shadow. So our congratulations, of course, to Murray Wade of Moncton, the owner of Angel's Shadow, and of course the trailer driver Marcel Barrio, winning Provincial Cup VIII, track record time 1:57. And the result of the 10th race. Island Fellow was 6th. Supreme Jade was 3rd. Winners Accolade 4th. Angel's Shadow, your race winner. Wave Or was 2nd. Gemini Risk was 5th. The times: the quarter 28 and 1. The half 58 and 1. 3/4 1:27 and 1. And the mile in 1:57. Cards should breed 6, 3, 4, 1, 2, 5. The mile 1:57.